Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. I'm going to do a reaction video to We Should Look After Our Own First, illegal immigration crisis, public reaction in Rochester. There does seem to be a massive rise in illegal immigrants coming in. They're housed until the government can basically find out who these people are. Some are telling the truth, some of them are not. But I think it's getting to the point now where it's costing the government, the taxpayer, millions to house these people. And the thing is as well, they're not allowed to work until their immigration status is sorted out, whether they can go back to their own country or whether they can go to a country that's taken immigrants. And there are mixed opinions about this. So we're going to get into the video and I'll comment as you go. It is just a reaction video. And thank you again for all the subscribers and people that watch the channel.
About the way that the government has handled the immigration crisis.
I'm going to say total cock up, I'm sorry, but it is. Used to work in a hotel, yeah? The whole place now is full of immigrants. They go out there, they get their free this, their free that. We can't even get jobs, half of us. And then they're working as well. I'm not racist, and I know it sounds, but I'm not. But it just winds me up that every nook and cranny, that's where they are. You know, they go for all the bins of a night time. They take all the stuff outside. But you shouldn't have asked me, I told you, it's wound me up. I'm sorry.
Just quickly, who do you vote for?
Labour.
And do you think Labour will handle immigration better than what the Conservatives do?
To be fair, love, I don't think no one's got a clue because it's never really happened, has it? It's all sort of been bombarded on us, and I don't think it was Conservative or Labour. I don't think any of them got a clue, to be quite honest. So I think whoever did it, it's not going to be a great job of it.
So you're not hopeful for the future then?
No, I just think it's going to get worse. It's all right saying they're not going to let anybody else in, but they are. And then we're made to feel sorry for them because the boat's capsized, didn't they? But they know the risk. My biggest thing is, I know people, I've worked with people that have come from Ukraine, right? Fair enough, because they're fleeing. The lady I know, she had her own house, she's come over here at her.
That's an interesting analysis. Yeah, I agree. A lot of the Ukrainians moved to Poland and the UK for better lives and had careers and wanted to work, and that was really, really unfortunate. I do think, my point is that if people are going to come here, they've got to integrate into society, into the working order, learn the language, respect the culture, and keep your head down. But we're not seeing this. Some of these basically who are coming are working illegally in car washes, doing jobs cash in hand, and they're also getting basically legal aid from our government, which is completely out of order. And they've got freedom, but they can't work, and yet we're paying for them. That, for me, is a problem. At the end of the day, if you're going to come here, work, give something back to the system, this is what the people want to see at the end of the day. It's not about race, colour, it's about people coming here and basically taking the piss out of our system, which is pretty easy going as it is. And we do help a lot of people in crisis, but for the right reasons. But I think if people are going to come here, I think we've got to get them working inside 6 months, I think, or on a program. And if they don't want to learn, if they don't want to integrate, then send them back. It's as simple as that. That's my view on that. But it's a catch-2 situation. As much as we can talk about it, I think the government's got their own agendas.
£1,000 a month rent because she had to flee with her son because her son was 17 and they wanted him to go into the army and she was so scared. Yet the other people coming here, they're not fleeing from war what's it places. They're just fleeing because they know he's here for a better life.
What about the people that have come from places like Afghanistan, other places where there is actual war
Well,
as
that's
well?
different. I've got compassion for them. Like I said about this Ukrainian lady, I've got the compassion. I don't. It's freeloading. That's what gets me. Is the freeloaders come over here? Oh, let's go to England. Blah blah blah. Because half of them are men that come over here. So if they wanted to come over here for a better place, why aren't they taking all their families with them?
Well, I think that we should look after.
It's everything you wished for. Your site traffic is skyrocketing. Until this.
We should look after our own people more. You know, the people that are born in this country. I think we should start looking out for them instead of bringing more foreigners in, because it's not fair on everybody else, especially us. You know what I mean? Because that's what I think. That's my view on it. Yeah.
How does it impact your life?
It's just I start to see too many of them on the streets. So they're in gangs. They're going around now selling drugs, and they got you know what I mean. And they got knives, and they're just bullying people. So, and they drive around in their flash cars that the government give them, got nice houses and everything else, and they're leaving our own people out. It's not fair. And they're all on the street. A lot of us.
The government doesn't give asylum seekers cars, though. They provide them with housing.
Yeah.
So how's the government giving them
So
cars?
how comes they've all got really nice cars on that as well then?
I'm not too sure.
Look, we know that immigrants do get work on the side. It's normally cash in hand. It's not going back into the tax system. We know that it happens a lot under, under the counter payments. At the end of the day, working in restaurants and stuff, we know it actually goes on. I do think that at the end of the day, for our own British citizens, there is enough work out there and to educate ourselves. I don't use the excuse that we can't, you can't find work at the end of the day, because there's enough jobs, there's enough free education you can take if you're on the dole. You can always better yourself. I always believe that at the end of the day. But I think on the immigration side of things, at the end of the day, you do get a lot of young single men that's coming over at the end of the day, and some of them don't look like to me that they're from war-torn countries. They just want to get out for a better life and earn some money, like the guy said, and have flash cars and have a good chance. Because when they actually get here, they realise that they can take the piss out of the system and earn as much money as possible, not going through the tax system, send a lot of money back home, get a house, get businesses, get cars. That is true at the end of the day. So it is a bit of a loophole in the system which needs to be sorted out.
Have you seen firsthand that migrants have been walking around with
Gangs.
knives and guns?
Yeah, of course I have, yeah.
Here on these streets?
Yeah. Chatham, over here. Yeah. But I don't really, that's just my view on it. I think we should just look after our own.
I think it's absolutely disastrous. They're behind the times. And I just think we should look after our own first. And also, there's people, well, I'm an OAP, and I don't mean just white people, I mean all over. Some people can't afford to feed themselves or have the electric on. And I just think it's disgusting. And then they put them in barracks, and that's not good enough for them. They set them on fire. It was good enough for our soldiers, but I could be here all day. It winds me right up.
Which political party do you usually vote?
The last time I didn't vote, to be honest, because
I think there's a real despair amongst sometimes where our government are going, or what is their strategy to tackle illegal immigration. I think we've got to be a lot tougher. I do actually think that at the end of the day, because we've already got so many resources. There's a lot of people I see on the street which shouldn't be on the street. That is correct. There's a lot of people who are unfortunate, came back from wars and they're living on the streets. and don't get the help that we say had 20, 25 years ago to integrate back into the system if you didn't have a job or you suffered mental depression. I deal with a lot of gas and electric accounts, especially for people that can't afford it. It's a special department through my work, and it's very, very difficult to find the help you could do at the end of the day. And sometimes you're talking to a brick wall when you sometimes want to get out of the ladder, because like I said, I think our resources, hospitals, doctors, dentists, they're pushed to the edge where to get an operation now you might have to wait years. You could be dead before that. So it is a serious situation. I think we need to be more serious who we bring into the country and why they are there. I was always brought up, I'm of Jamaican heritage. My dad came over in the 60s, and we were brought up to work, to educate ourselves and integrate into the system. At the end of the day, whatever background you're from, black, Asian, Chinese, wherever, white, you know, we all have a job to do to keep our system running and to keep it fair. And also, when it is unfair, it does cause a lot of confusion among people, especially when they get in free food, free hotel accommodation, and able to walk the streets and make other money. That is unfair.
I think they're all liars. The only one I would vote for, but I don't think he'll get in again, is Nigel Farage.
And so, do you think any other political party, apart from the current Conservative government, would do a better job on immigration?
No, I think they all feather their own nest. They're all liars. All of the whole lot of them. The best one we've ever had was Winston Churchill. That's how I feel.
I think that they've got a really, really difficult task, as does the whole world. And I think that we, on one hand, we need to have compassion for people. I cannot personally imagine being forced to leave my home. I really can't imagine, uprooting everything. And I think many people haven't stopped to think about what drives these people. On the other hand, it's really, really difficult when we get a whole load of people coming in and we haven't got the resources and the facilities. There seems to be globally a huge moving around. I mean, Italy, and I follow Italy a lot, they've got a terrible problem, but somehow they seem to be coping. And I think we just have to have ourselves personally, I think we need to be kind to people. We need to welcome people when we can with open arms, because we don't know what their story is.
So is the government...
Yeah, easy for her to say that. I must admit, we don't know what their story is. But higher percentages, I can understand families coming here, young women with kids, and they want a better life, and they're fleeing wars and stuff, or abuse. I can understand that. But if you're a single, strong man, at the end of the day, and you're just looking to... If you're coming to work, I just think that we need to be 100% sure who's around us,
And handling it well or not so well?
I wouldn't like to say that, because I don't think anybody could handle it in a particular way that would suit everybody. So I really feel that's a very unfair question.
What are your thoughts on the way that the government is handling the immigration crisis?
Handling it? What do you mean by crisis?
So the huge numbers of asylum seekers, refugees and economic migrants who've made the journey over the past 8 to 10 years.
Okay, how they're handling it. They make out they're the enemy coming here unsubscribed, when really they're coming here, the government let them in. You can stop them easily, I believe. Segregation, divide and conquer, make an enemy up from another state, make a bad guy up, and then there's no one else to blame.
Which political party do you usually vote for?
None.
And do you think any other political party would do a better job than the current Conservative government?
I'll be honest with you, I think the system has to be scrapped, You can't ask what the best way to end a fight to the death is of two people. You've got to stop it. And it's just the same people go to the same schools, the same places. old rugby friends voting against each other, in my opinion, So I don't think it's a good re-system, to be honest. I think they've got to scrap that aristocrat, blue-blooded, private school, voting, Conservative, Labour. They all go to school together, they're all buddies. It's not an opinion, is it? They'll go to school together, innit?
Well, with regards to the actual the dinghies that are coming over, the boats coming over, I think it's completely inhumane. In all honesty, I think they should be doing a lot more. I understand that they've got issues with immigration, with people coming in illegally, but
we've got to do more to stop it, because there's a couple of boats coming in every day, and there's probably a lot more we don't actually, which is not basically told by the news every day how many are actually coming in. I actually do think our resources are running out because it's costing the government and taxpayer a lot of money to keep these people. And it is, I think we've got to get tougher. I think we've got to be tougher on people. Yet we are sending people back who are giving nothing to the system. This is what it all is about. If you're not willing to work or you're not willing to integrate, then you've got to go back. It's as simple as that. This is the world we live in. You've got to give something to get something. It's as simple as that. You can't just come in and expect freebies 24/7. Life doesn't work like that.
I think it comes down to a result of foreign policy ultimately. And at the end of the day, I see them as humans. They bleed red just the same as everyone else, and they deserve a chance to live freely as we do in this country.
I think clearly it's an enormous challenge, and anybody who's in power is going to have to make compromises, and they're not going to be able to please everybody. The impression I get is that this is entirely tied in with the climate crisis, and what we're looking at is a world that's becoming more desertified. It's becoming more arid, and we can predict that more and more people are going to be shifting in the decades to come. And so unfortunately, whoever the nations are in the temperate regions of the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to have a much more sharing attitude to where we live.
You can see why people, are coming here, but a lot of people are coming here for the wrong reasons. The government are trying as hard as they can, but relying on the French to keep up the border controls as well. It seems to be a bit of a battle for everyone. Which political party do you?
I agree with that. I think a lot of people, especially that take a chance in coming across on a boat. They're actually coming through here to England or around the UK at the end of the day. And causing havoc. There's a lot of stuff that has been happening in Ireland. Immigrants talking to young girls. You've heard it. There's a lot of things that are on the internet which is completely out of order. I think sometimes people hear stories about basically the UK being, our streets being covered in gold and stuff like that, and you can earn a fortune, the money's good, you're going to get free accommodation, you're going to get food and hotels. And it's not as rosy when they come in as what they think at the end of the day. And then a lot of them try to find extra work, cash in hand work, not paying their taxes because they don't know how long they're going to be in the country, but that's not an excuse. I think that it needs to be revised, and it needs to be revised quickly at the end of the day. My viewpoint is, at the end of the day, if you're going to come into this country, you've got to have a plan. What's your plan? What you want to work, what job you want to do, what course you want to take. And if they don't put anything to the system, then I think they should be sent back or sent to another country who deals with illegal immigrations. It's as simple as that.
Usually support? Well, that's a difficult one as well, because which is the best? They're all as bad as each other. I wouldn't know. I want a complete new, fresh party. Basically, if I had my way, everyone would. There would be a daily newspaper where the people could vote. Leave the politicians out of it. It should be down to the people at the end of the day.
So more referendums?
Yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
I agree. That's the end of the Talk TV video. It's just a reaction video. So let me know what you think and your views on immigration. Did you think my thoughts were right? How can the government tackle this better? At the end of the day, I think it'll get worse before it gets better. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. I always think illegal immigration is a topic, but I always look at whether it benefits the system. That's what I look at the end of the day. Instead of exhausting it, we've got to look at the ways, fundamental ways, to make it benefit us as a country, bringing illegal immigrants in. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. Thank you for the old subscribers who support me from day one, and the new subscribers. Thank you very much. Take care. Don't forget to leave your messages. Thank you.